If it feels like you can't get ahead financially in 2025, it's because the system is kind of rigged. Now, I'm 29 years old. I'm a deca millionaire. I own $60 million of real estate. I have multiple businesses. I'm completely financially free. But the way I was able to do this is not by working harder. It's because I understand the system. The Federal Reserve has been printing money for decades. Inflation is getting worse. The cost of living is getting worse. Doesn't matter how hard you work today, for the same amount of work, you will not have the same standard of living that people had 30 or 40 years ago. You just won't. And it's only going to get worse as inflation gets worse. As we continue to have budget deficits and trade deficits, and our government continues to spend out the wazoo, and the Federal Reserve continues to print money, which, by the way, this is inevitable, things will get worse. Cost of living will get worse. So instead of complaining about it, instead of blaming Donald Trump or Joe Biden or the system, if you can't beat them, join them. So what you need to do is own assets, because as inflation gets worse, those assets also increase in value. So I'm a real estate investor. During the COVID era, there was so much inflation, so much printing of money, trillions and trillions of dollars. And during that same era, real estate nationally appreciated by 20%. And I owned real estate at that time because I knew that this was happening. And I know that it's going to continue happening. So if you're working, living paycheck to paycheck, it seems like every paycheck that you're making is not enough to cover your rent, it's not enough to cover your groceries, and you feel stuck, this is the solution. It's not billionaires hoarding money. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. I feel bad for people who think that that's the problem. The problem is the Fed and the government. It's inflation. The printing of money takes more paper dollars to buy the same amount of goods. So if you know this, you need to own assets, whether that's stocks. My personal preference is real estate because there's debt associated to that, so your returns amplify. But if you're watching this, learn how to invest your money properly and just realize that inflation is going to get worse. And the only way that you're going to be able to capitalize on that is by owning appreciating, cash flowing assets. Hope this helps.